Are you constantly pushing tasks to the last minute, feeling that wave of stress crash over you? You are not alone in this struggle. Procrastination isn't just a harmless habit, it's a critical warning sign that goes beyond poor time management. It's a symptom of deeper issues lurking beneath the surface. Have you found yourself mindlessly scrolling through your phone instead of tackling that looming deadline? That distraction is trivial, it's a red flag indicating that your emotional state is influencing your choices. Many people fail to recognize that their ability to manage emotions directly impacts their productivity. Picture yourself at your desk, overwhelmed by a mountain of tasks, yet all you can focus on is that tight knot in your stomach. This is just anxiety. It's your mind signaling that unresolved feelings, fear of failure, or perfectionism are steering you away from your responsibilities. You might think, I know what I need to do, but when the moment arrives, why do you freeze? This isn't mere laziness, it's a clear warning that something deeper needs your attention. Ignoring these signals can lead to a downward spiral affecting your mental health, relationships, and career. The longer you dismiss these emotional signals, the more tangled your procrastination becomes, leaving you feeling overwhelmed, as if you're drowning in tasks. But that initial stress, it's your emotional self trying to communicate. Listen closely. What if embracing your emotional intelligence could reshape your relationship with procrastination? Imagine reframing those stressful moments as invitations to explore your feelings more deeply. Instead of avoiding that project, take a moment to acknowledge your emotions. It could change everything. The solution isn't as complicated as it may seem. Start small, practice awareness. When procrastination hits, ask yourself, what am I really feeling right now? This simple question can lead to profound insights. As you learn to navigate these emotional signals, notice how your ability to take action changes. The weight of procrastination begins to lift, revealing a clearer path forward. Trust me, it's a transformative experience. Here's a reflective takeaway: your emotional intelligence is just a buzzword, it's crucial for your success. Embrace it, and you'll find that the chains of procrastination can be broken. If this resonates with you, consider how understanding your emotions could shift your entire outlook. Take that first step today and watch your potential unfold. Have you ever found yourself scrolling through your phone when you know you should be working on a project? You're not alone. But have you ever wondered why you keep putting it off? Procrastination isn't just about laziness, it's a complex mix of emotions and self-awareness that many overlook. Stick around, because what you're about to learn might change how you view your habits. Imagine this: you sit down to tackle a task, and suddenly anxiety washes over you. Instead of getting started, you find yourself cleaning the kitchen or binge-watching a show you've seen countless times. Why do you avoid what seems so simple? This hidden connection between emotional intelligence and chronic procrastination is more significant than you might think. Many believe it's just about managing time better, but what if it's really about how you feel about that time? Picture yourself at work, with a deadline looming. You feel the pressure, but instead of diving in, you freeze. Your mind races with self-doubt. That's emotional turbulence, and it's more common than you realize. Have you ever felt the weight of expectations crushing you? You might feel paralyzed by the fear of failing or not meeting the standards you've set for yourself. Often, it feels easier to delay than to confront those overwhelming feelings. But here's the catch: avoiding the task only amplifies that anxiety. Let's dig a little deeper. You might think, "I'll just push through," but that doesn't really solve the problem. It's like putting a band-aid on a wound that needs stitches. The longer you ignore it, the worse it gets. Imagine you have a big presentation coming up. You know you should prepare, but instead you find yourself endlessly scrolling through social media. Each minute wasted feeds the cycle of guilt and avoidance, signaling something deeper. As the deadline approaches, the stakes feel even higher. Your heart races at the thought of the consequences. It's not just about missing a deadline, it's about the emotional fallout. The struggle between what you want to do and what you feel you should do can be exhausting. Recognizing this emotional disconnect is the first step. When you start to see procrastination as a signal rather than a flaw, it opens up a world of possibilities. It encourages you to ask why you're avoiding certain tasks and what feelings are driving that avoidance. Now, imagine flipping the script. Instead of viewing procrastination as a failure, see it as a cue to explore your emotions. What if the next time you feel that urge to escape, you took a moment to pause? You could journal, meditate, or simply breathe for a bit. It's not about rushing into action, it's about understanding the reasons behind your hesitation. So, what's the takeaway? Chronic procrastination is just a productivity issue, it's a call to connect with your emotional self. By addressing those feelings, you can navigate the fog of avoidance and start making meaningful progress. Next time you find yourself putting something off, take a deep breath instead of diving into distraction. Ask yourself what emotions are at play. This small shift can lead to significant change. If you found this perspective enlightening, consider subscribing for more insights into understanding your mind. Your journey toward inner clarity might just be a click away. Are you stuck in a procrastination loop? You might be surprised to learn that your emotions play a bigger role than you think. Many believe procrastination is simply about poor time management, but that's only part of the picture. What if I told you that the often overlooked link between emotional intelligence and chronic procrastination is the key to breaking free from this cycle? Imagine this: you have a project due tomorrow, but instead of getting started, you find yourself scrolling through your phone. Why does this happen? It's not just laziness, it's about how we handle our emotions. When faced with tasks, many of us feel anxiety or fear. Rather than confronting these feelings, we distract ourselves. This is where emotional intelligence comes into play. It's our ability to recognize and manage our emotions. Without this skill, we often fall into avoidance. Consider a student overwhelmed by the pressure of final exams. Instead of studying, they binge-watch their favorite series. They know the deadline is approaching, yet the allure of distraction feels stronger than ever. Here's the improved version of your script: chunkfire. Desire to succeed can sometimes lead to procrastination, which acts as a coping mechanism for their emotional state. Now imagine if that student had developed emotional intelligence. They would recognize their anxiety as a normal feeling, take a moment to breathe, acknowledge their emotions, and then tackle their study schedule with renewed focus. Here's the catch: many don't realize that their emotional reactions undermine productivity. They think pushing through anxiety is the solution. But what if you could step back and shift your perspective? Picture this: you're at a coffee shop. Suddenly you feel that familiar urge to check social media. You tell yourself it'll just be for a minute, but before you know it, an hour has passed. This is just distraction. It's an emotional response pulling you away from your goals. Now let's dig deeper. When procrastination becomes a habit, it leads to missed opportunities, increased stress, and a cycle of guilt that's tough to break. It's a downward spiral that can affect your career and relationships. So, how do you break this cycle? Start by building your emotional awareness. Notice when you feel the urge to procrastinate and ask yourself why. Is it fear of failure? A lack of confidence? By identifying these emotions, you can begin to address them. Take a moment to reflect: what would it feel like to have control over your procrastination and replace avoidance with action? Imagine the relief of completing that project without the last minute